And we're back at the bottom of the second with up to bat is number 11, Rachel Waring, a senior from Hurst, Texas. Count being 1-1 and 0 outs.
Zach called me. I was at JT. Zach called and said Cam won't be able to make it today. And also Philip called and said runs are 1-4 or 1-3, right?
Throw seems a little bit too far to the right.
Told him that they're open games at 2 o'clock. So I don't know if you want to check that or
She makes contact onto the left side of the field and takes her place to the first base, where the Lady Generals respond back with a nicely done catch, making that the first out for the bottom of the second.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 1, Karina Perez.
Now up to bat is number 1, Karina Perez, a sophomore from Eagle Pass, Texas. Count is 0-2 and 1 out with no players on any bases. In the comments, please make sure to comment where you're from and who you're supporting, as well as go follow our Instagram at Jaguars Sports Network.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 16, Emily Palacio.
I was watching it all yesterday.
Up to bat is number 16, Emily Palacio, a junior from Buda, Texas, with the count being 0-2 and 2 outs.
That's my problem, is because it is relaxing. Like, I just try to watch it.
Sometimes we just
Comments, Teresa Rogers, thank you. We had some technical difficulties, but I'm glad we were able to resolve them. I'm sorry for that inconvenience on y'all's part, but I'm glad y'all able to get some audio and get to hear what's happening with the count being 0-1 and 2 outs. Where she makes contact and goes to the left side of the field, and ultimately that will be the third out of the bottom of the second, with the score being LSUA 0 and your Lady Jaguars 0, a tied game. And we'll go in a little break and we'll see you at the top of the third. And we are back at the top of the third, where the Lady Generals got their first out at the first hit, where up next to bat is number 17, Haley Fontenot, a junior from Morgan City. She gets contact and goes to the left side of the field, and the Lady Jaguars respond back with a catch, making that the second out for the top of the third. Where it seems the same repeated cycle of back and forth rivalry here, with they able to make contact with the ball, but the opposing team responds back with a great catch, with both teams being tied 0-0. In the comments, thank you. LSUA is generals, not lady generals. Thank you. I will keep that in mind. We're up next to bat is number 60 for LSUA. Kylie Moody, a sophomore from Groves, Texas, where the count is 2-0 and 2 outs. Where she makes contact and goes to the left side of the field, and she tries to claim her place at the first base, but the quick thinking of the Jaguars makes it the third out for the top of the third, with the score being LSUA General 0 and Texas A&M San Antonio Jaguars 0. We'll go into a little break and see you at the bottom of the third. And welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the third inning. With up to bat is number 22, Alyssa Peña, a senior from San Antonio, Texas. Count being 1-1 and 0 outs. Alyssa Peña has appeared in 13 overall games and 5 conference games, with a total of 4 overall hits and 0 conference hits, 2 overall runs and 1 conference run. Count being 2-2 and 0 outs. That will be the third strike, making that the first out for the bottom of the third.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 5, Kaylee Barlow.
Now up next to bat is number 5, Kaylee Barlow.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. Kaylee Barlow has appeared in 38 overall games, 20 conference games. She has gone 36 overall runs, 22 conference runs. See if she made contact to the left side of the field. She sprints right towards the second plate. She skips to the second plate and takes her place at the third base. Little confusion between the generals as The umpires are having a little discussion as to what just happened. The end decision is she will go back to the second base. In the comments, Zay Vlogs, thank you for commenting, and it's always great to see you. Now up next to bat is number 21, Cristiana Luera. Makes contact and takes her place to the first base where she is out, making that the second out for the Jaguars.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 8, Samara Aguilera.
When that happened, it seems Haley Barlow took her place at the third base. Where up to bat is number 8, Samara Aguilera, and the Generals did not catch that, making that the first run for the Jaguars, and a player on the first base.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 10, Taylor Gage.
Now up next to bat is number 10, Taylor Gage. Something we know about Kaylee Barlow, she's great at stealing those bases. She has 36 overall stolen bases and 22 conference stolen bases. With her quick thinking, the Jaguars were able to get one run for the bottom of the third.
Foul ball.
That will be a foul ball with the count being 1-2, 2 outs, and a player on the first base.
Foul ball.
That will be another foul ball. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, and the Generals respond back with a great catch, making that the third out for the bottom of the third, with the score being the LSUA Generals 0, the Texas A&M San Antonio Jaguars 1. And we'll go on a little break and see you at the top of the fourth. And welcome back, everyone, to the top of the fourth inning, where the score is LSUA 0 and Texas A&M San Antonio 1. We'll see what the Generals have in store for us in order to get a couple runs in advance, see what they can implement here in the top of the fourth. where up to bat is number 38,
Regular conference teams.
Maddie Baker.
What, the LSU schools?
Huh?
All the LSU schools?
No, just Texarkana, Pace, and others.
At every level last year.
And again, I'd like to thank St. Mary's for letting us use their field and commentators booth. We would not have a stream today if it wasn't for them. So thank you.
Foul ball.
That will be a foul ball. A little bit about Maddie Baker. She is from Sydney, Australia, and she is majoring in kinesiology. She also has an RBI of 31, an average of .407, where she makes contact, going straight towards the first base, and it seems she is safe.
That's a hit.
Now batting for the Generals, number 18, Julia Quackernack.
Up to bat is number 18, Julia Quackernack, where all zeros on the board, 0 balls, 0 strikes, 0 outs with a player on the first base. This could be the advantage that the Generals have been looking for in order to get a couple runs this top of the 4th inning. She makes contact and goes to the left side of the field, giving the opportunity to get the first and second base secured. I don't think the Generals could ask for any better advantage and better position than this. Up to bat is number 7, Haley Primrose, a senior from Jasper, Texas. She shows bunt and goes towards the first base, and that will be the first out for the Generals for the top of the 4th. Nonetheless, they still have players on the second and third base secured. With up to bat is number 15, Caitlin Dunbar. Caitlin Dunbar is a junior from Spring, Texas. Her average is .383 with total runs 24 and total hits 36 with an RBI of 36. She makes contact going to the right side of the field where the Lady Jags let that slip through their hands, and the Generals are able to get their first run. And a second run there with the player on the first base advancing to the second base secure. This was the position they wanted and the outcome that they were looking for. Making a score, LSUA Generals 2, Texas A&M San Antonio Jaguars 1. Seems the Jaguars are going to do a group huddle, a group discussion to see what they can implement. Where up next to bat is number 32, Camille Lightfoot, a freshman from Patterson, Louisiana. She shows bunt and goes straight towards the first base where the Jaguars aren't able to get anyone out. The Generals having secured the first and third base, which is 1 out for the top of the fourth, giving them a great advantage here. Again, the score LSUA is 2 and Texas A&M San Antonio 1.
Now batting for the Generals, number 25, Molly Sistrunk.
Up next to bat is number 25, Molly Sistrunk, a junior from Kaplan, Louisiana. Where she makes contact, making the ball go to the left side of the field. Player on third base is able to get another run for the Generals. Again, they only have 1 out with players on the first and second base, with the score being LSUA 3 and Texas A&M San Antonio 1.
Now batting for the Generals, number 4, Alyssa Swallow.
Up next to bat is number 4, Alyssa Salu, a freshman from New Iberia, Louisiana. Player on second base tries to steal the third, but it seems she was able to make it with a great slide, securing the third base. Player on first was able to move up ahead to the second. Now players have the second and third base secured, with the count being 1-1 and 1 out. Where she makes contact, goes to the left side of the field. Player on third is able to get a run for the Generals, and they keep advancing with another run. Player on the first base was able to go to the second and securing a spot at the third base. Now the score is LSUA 5, A&M San Antonio 1.
Now batting for the Generals, number 17, Haley Fontenot.
Now up next to bat is number 17, Haley Fontenot, a junior from Morgan City, Louisiana. Seems the Jaguars are doing practice throws. In the meantime, the rest of the players have discussion to see what they can do. Again, make sure to comment where you're from and who you're supporting, and make sure to like and subscribe on our YouTube, as well as go to our Instagram page at Jaguar Sports Network, as we're trying to reach past 500 subscribers.
Now pitching for the Jaguars, number 14, Morgan Gutierrez.
Seems there has been a pitcher change with the Jaguars, with number 14 to pitch. In the comments, Julie, I don't have any audio. Any suggestions, please? Please let me know if it's just you or our other viewers having the same problem with the audio. I don't know if you would have to reset the page in order to get some audio. I can't tell if it's on my side or on your end. I can't really tell. As it seems, player was able to make contact, go to the second base secured. Generals having the second and third base secured. Count being 1-1 and 1 out.
That's what Sal signaled, but
Seems there's a little discussion going on even between these spectators. Umpires talking to the coach for the Generals. Lots of discussion going on around here. In the comments, Julie, you got it now. I'm glad to hear that. I'm sorry about the technical issue that you experienced. Glad to have you back. In the Red River Athletic Conference, LSU Alexandria is currently 17-1 in conference and 34-4 overall, placing them at the number 2 in the standings, while Texas A&M University San Antonio are 9-11 in conference and 16-22 overall, placing them the top 5 of the board. Seems the umpires are done talking with the coach, the general coach, and it seems that the player on the third base is indeed out, making that the second out for the top of the fourth.
they want it better.
Where up to bat is number 60 for the Generals, Kylie Moody, a sophomore from Grove, Texas.
That is a huge.
All of them. All of them when you walked up to them. Like girls. Most of them.
Love it. Midwestern.
It's just
Player on second base gets a steal going towards the third base.
like this. She walks
Generals are trying to get any advantage that they can and get as many as runs here for the top of the fourth.
like literally straight up, no care in the world scheme. They throw it down the middle, she swings like she's chopping wood, just knocks the heck out of it. We're me and Sherman were like, this unorthodox thing. And she's this big.
Count is 1-1 and 2 outs with a player on third.
You let me know. I get on the mic.
She makes contact going to the right side of the field, a little too close to the first base, which that will make it the third out for the Generals. For the top of the fourth, they were able to get 5 runs in total, putting in the advantage, making the score being LSUA 5 and Texas A&M San Antonio 1. And we'll go in a little break and see you at the bottom of the fourth. And we are back here at the bottom of the fourth, where number 00 Ashley Weiner was able to get contact and take her place at the first base. Up next to bat is number 11 Rachel Warren.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 11, Rachel Warren.
Count is 2-0 with a player on first base. Rachel Warren is a major in kinesiology. Her personal hobbies include wakeboarding, reading, and working out. With an average of .12 home runs, 1, and an RBI of 13. Count is 2-2 and 0 outs with a player on first base.
Foul ball.
That'll be a foul ball going above our heads to the roof. Count is 3-2, 0 outs, and a player on first base. She makes contact, ball going to the left side of the field, and she takes her place at the first base. Jaguars have succeeded in getting the first and second base filled with 0 outs for the bottom of the fourth. Seems they're trying to get the advantage here, as they know they're in a tight spot as the score is LSUA 5 and they have 1 run. They're trying to get as many runs as they can, not letting the Generals put some pressure on them. We're up to bat is number 1 as she shows bunt, but is considered a out. That's right, that is the first out for the Jaguars here at the bottom of the fourth. Up next back is number 26, Haley McDonald, a junior from Magnolia, Texas. Haley McDonald is majoring in criminal justice with an average of .212 and RBI of 1. She has been in 22 overall games and 12 conference games as she makes contact, goes towards the first base, and it seems that she is out, making that the second out for the Jaguars. Might be in a tricky position as they do have 2 outs, but they also have players on second and third base.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 22, Alyssa Pena.
Now up next to bat is number 22, Alyssa Pena, a senior from San Antonio, Texas. Alyssa Pena has a .250 average and an RBI of 4, where she has attended 13 overall games and 5 conference games. She has gotten 2 overall runs and 1 conference run, with the count being 1-1 and 2 outs with players on second and third base. She makes contact, but the ball is a foul ball going to the top of the roof here above our heads. Count is 2-2 and 2 outs. She makes contact and goes straight to the hands of the Generals, where they're able to get another out here, making that the third out for the end of the fourth inning here, making the score being LSUA Generals 5 and Texas A&M San Antonio 1. And I'll see y'all at the top of the fifth. And welcome back to the top of the fifth inning, where up to bat for the Generals is number 38, Maddie Baker. And she takes the swing, making that a strike. Again, everyone, make sure to comment where you're from and who you're supporting, and as well as goes to our Instagram page at Jaguars Sports Network. Make sure to give us a like and a follow, as we're trying to reach more than 500 subscribers. As she makes contact going to the right side of the field. It seems she goes to the first, passes first base, goes to the second, and she's trying to get to the third. She seems there needs to be a bit of unexpected thing happened here in the field. Seems they're going to take a little break here as they discuss what happened, as well as discuss what happened between the players and the game. In the comments, Anthony Talamante saying, "Go Jags, thank you for showing your support," as well as thank you for viewing our stream all the way from San Marcos as you went to tip our technical director. Thank you for all you've done. We're up next to bat is number 18, Julia Quackernack, as they have a player on third base with 0 outs.
I was just looking at the left one, but like her nickname has to be like Ducky or something, right?
They're just quacking.
But they were just quacking. So, because he was like, I don't think so. And I was like, you have to be missing something if you don't. So, I feel vindicated. Yeah, just embrace it.
Count is 1-1 and 0 outs with a player on third base.
We have a king on our baseball team, and his walk-up music goes for the Lions game when he scores a touchdown.
Foul ball.
And he takes
She
like
makes
all the
contact, but that is a foul ball, making the count 1-2.
He was, I just can't wait to be king. It's a perfect at-bat song. So me, getcha.
Running at I think 35,000 feet.
She makes contact with the ball going towards the hands of the Jaguars, making that the first out. On the other hand, the Generals were able to get a run while that happened, making the score LSUA 6 and Texas A&M San Antonio 1.
Now batting for the Generals, number 7, Haley Primrose.
Up next to bat is number 7, Haley Primrose. Scoreboard shows all ones, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out with no players on any bases. Still a good position to be for the Generals, as they do have a score of 6 runs.
Sal's gonna hate me. It's getting you back for all the grief you've given me over the years. Working out my revenge and making umpires mad at me.
She makes contact with the ball going towards the center of the field, a little bit to the right, and it seems that they weren't able to completely catch that ball midair. Don't know if the sun's ray were strongly in effect right there, but the player was able to go to the second base.
It's so fair. Well, that's what it is. It's not an everyday play. Yeah. Yeah, you just gotta give up so bad.
We're up next to bat is number 15, Caitlin Dunbar.
Foul ball.
She makes contact going to the right side of the field, where she takes her place at the first base. Player on the second base was able to go to the third and then go make a run here for the Generals, making the score LSUA General 7, Texas A&M San Antonio 1.
Now batting for the Generals, number 32, Mia Lightfoot.
Up next to bat for the Generals is number 32, Camille Lightfoot. As they keep getting more runs here, let me remind y'all that after a difference of 8 runs here will place the effect of past the 5th inning here. The mercy rule here, if they do get a run of 9, they will end the game early. Count is 2-0, 1 out, and a player on first base. She makes contact. We get the ball going straight up. And it seems the pitcher was able to catch that without any effort, making that the second out for the Generals.
Now batting for the Generals, number 25, Molly Sistrom.
Up next to bat for the Generals is number 25, Molly Sistrunk. Molly has a .262 average with an RBI of 11.
Down every single stair.
Player on first base takes a steal right there. She advances and take that risk to get to the second base, and she's secured right there. A risk to take for any advantage that they can, trying to get as many runs. Ball was a little too far to the right, making that another ball with the count being 2, 2, and 2 outs with a player on second base. That'll be the 4th ball as she goes take her place at the first base. Now they have players on first and second, which is 2 outs. Seems there's going to be another discussion amongst the players, trying to see what they can do.
Now batting for the Generals, number 4, Alyssa Swallow.
Now up to bat is number 4, Alyssa Swallow, a freshman from New Iberia, Louisiana. In the comments, Julie saying subscribe, watching from Horna, Louisiana. Thank you so much for watching and showing your support here for the players. Can't thank you enough for everyone showing your support. And Craig Dame saying, go Jags. Congratulations to all these seniors today. That's right. Today is senior night here at the park at St. Mary's softball field. Again, we'd like to congratulate all these seniors here playing, the count being 2-1 and 2 outs with players on first and second base.
Foul ball.
I mean, I don't know, like, yeah, they used to be
Again, that's right. That today is senior night. I'd like to congratulate all these seniors. Seniors from LSUA Generals is number 7, Haley Primrose from Jasper, Texas. Number 16, Riley Geotheriot from Morgan City. And number 38, Maddie Baker from Sydney, Australia. Congratulations to all seniors. And for the seniors from Texas A&M San Antonio, we have number 3, Sam Puente. Number 9, Lexus Obregon. Number 10, Taylor Gage. Number 11, Rachel Warren. Number 14, Morgan Gutierrez. And number 22, Alyssa Peña. As well as number 22, Alyssa Peña. And we have our super senior, number 55, Ryan Limon. Congratulations to all seniors. That will be the third strike here for the top of the 5th inning, with the count being LSUA General 7, Texas A&M San Antonio Jaguars 1. We'll go on a little break and see you at the bottom of the 5th. And welcome back, everyone, to a beautiful sunny Saturday day here, where we're back at the bottom of the 5th inning. Where up to bat is number 5, Kaylee Barlow. Count is 3-0. Under the ball will let Barlow go take her place at the first base. Count is 3-2. Tricky place to be. As she takes the hit, and it goes towards the left side of the field, and she is safe, securing that spot at the first base.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 21.
Up to bat for the Jaguars is number 21, Cristiana Luera. count is 2-0 with one player on the first base.
Like, how do you like if any coach came up to you and said, you know, I have a girl like that I put in, like, do you like find like really good problems under why that happened, or do you just like, well, that's your story, you focus on that now?
No, I try to understand why.
And that will be the fourth ball. And number 21 is able to secure her spot at the first base. Jaguars have now first and second base secured. With up to bat is number 8, Samara Aguilera.
Number 8, Samara
Well, and
Aguilera.
also, it's not gonna be even quitting this time. It's gonna be more transferring now. You know, I feel like you're gonna have more people in the mix
We
coming
can
in.
see as Kelly Barlow tries to take another steal, but
Like this guy.
plays it safe and goes back just to not get another out. There now. Good place right now with 0 outs and players securing the first and second base. She makes contact, and it seems that the general take a nice leap and catch that ball in the air, making that the first out for the Jaguars. I believe that player that caught the ball is number 4 from the Generals, Alyssa Soiliu.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 10, Taylor Gage.
Now up to bat is number 10, Taylor Gage. And it seems they got 2 outs as they got the player at the second base. Jaguars are in a tricky position as they had originally 0 outs with players on first and second with just 1 hit, and that would be the 3rd out. They did have a player on first and second with 0 outs, 1
Going into the 6th inning,
small action
7, Jaguars 1.
causes them to get 2 outs and another here, making that the 3rd out, which will be the end for the bottom of the 5th, with the score being LSUA General 7 and Texas A&M San Antonio 1. We'll go on a little break and see you at the top of the 6th. And we're back here at the top of the 6th inning on this beautiful sunny Saturday here at the park, the St. Mary's softball field, where up to bat is number 17 from the Generals,
Coach for saying, well, we'll just go with what else we got.
Haley Fontnote.
Good luck.
Seems that ball was a little too close to the player, making that 2 balls and 0 strikes. Count is 3-1. If she gets another ball, she will take her place at the first base. She makes contact, putting at the left side of the field, and she runs towards the first, advances to the second base, securing that spot. There's another strong start for the Generals here. We're up to bat for the Generals is number 60, Kylie Moody. Again, make sure to comment where you're from and who you're supporting, as well as go like and subscribe our YouTube channel and go follow our Instagram page at Jaguars Sports Network, as we're trying to get more than 500 subscribers. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, and she advances to the first base and tries to risk it going to the second base, while player on the second advances at third and makes another run for the Generals. Making the score for LSUA 8, Texas A&M San Antonio 1.
Now batting for the Generals, number 38, Maddie Baker.
Now up to bat for the Generals is number 38, Maddie Baker. The Generals couldn't ask for a way better position right now, as they have 0 outs. They did get a run and have a player on second base. She makes contact going to the left side of the field, and she advances to the first base. And she risks it and goes to the second base, securing that spot as they get another run. Number 60 was able to go from second base to third, advancing to home plate, making that another run, with the score being LSUA 9 and Texas A&M San Antonio 1. Jaguars are having a little discussion in the center of the field, as they are in a pinch right now, with the mercy rule could take in effect after this inning if they're not able to get a run for the bottom of the 6th. Again, in the Red River Athletic Conference, LSU Alexandria is 17-1 in conference and 34-4 overall, placing them in the top 2. While Texas A&M University San Antonio is 9-11 in conference and 18-22 overall, placing them in 5th. And it seems the Jaguars are going to have a change of pitchers here, with number 5 being the new pitcher, Kaylee Barlow.
Thank you.
Now pitching for the Jaguars, number 5, Kaylee Barlow. Now batting for the Generals, number 18, Julia Quackernack.
Now pitching for the Jaguars is number 5, Kaylee Barlow, and up to bat for the Generals is number 18, Julia Quackernack.
Foul ball.
She makes contact, but that will be a foul ball, making the count 1-2, 0 outs, and a player on second base.
Foul ball.
She makes contact going to the left side of the field. And the Jaguars are able to respond back with a catch, making that the first out for the Generals in the top of the 6th.
Now batting for the Generals, number 7, Haley Primrose.
Now up to bat for the Generals is number 7, Haley Primrose. She makes contact, but that will be a foul ball, making the count 0-2 and 1 out with a player on second base.
No pitch. We call time, so we're closer to the lineup.
In the comments, One Dirt Dog 3, thank you so much for the pronunciation of the names, as I didn't get a pronunciation sheet, but thank you so much for that. I couldn't thank you enough. The count being 0-2 and 1 out. Count is 3-2, 1 out. If she gets another ball, she will take her place at the first base. And that will be a strike, making that the second out for the Generals. Where up next to bat for the Generals is number 15, Caitlin Dunbar.
Now batting for the Generals, number 15, Caitlin Dunbar.
She makes contact going to the left side of the field, but she does not make it before the Jaguars are able to do a quick throw right there, making that the third out for the Generals, with the score being LSUA Generals 9, Texas A&M San Antonio 1. We'll go on a little break and see you at the bottom of the sixth. And we are back here at the bottom of the sixth, where up to bat for the Jaguars is number 00, Ashley Weinhardt. Count is 2-1.
Foul ball.
She makes contact, but that'll be a foul ball. And that'll be the fourth ball as she takes her place at the first base.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 11, Rachel Warren.
Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 11, Rachel Warren, a senior from Hurst, Texas. She makes contact. Ball goes to the left side of the field. The General is able to act quickly and make those quick throws to get the first out for the Jaguars. Now up to bat is number 18, Torrey Campos, a junior from Winters, Texas.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 18, Torrey Campos.
She shows bunt going to the first base, and she takes a nice slide right there. But sadly, that did not cut it, making that the second out for the Jaguars. Player on the second base was able to advance to the third. Now up to bat for the Jaguars is number 26, Haley McDonald. A nicely done hit going to the center of the field where the Generals are able to catch that without effort. She rolled down a bit. Hopefully she's okay, but that will be the third out for the Jaguars here at the bottom of the sixth, with the score being LSUA 9, Texas A&M San Antonio 1, where I do believe the mercy rule has taken effect here, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what happened to one of ours. Not too long ago. Number 11, she went, but I think she dropped it.
I don't know how she hung on because I mean it looked like whiplash when her head just went.
Game.
Because they scored two to make it an 8-run. So
Yeah.
it's 8 runs after 5.
And that is correct. That makes the end of the first game for the doubleheader, with the final score being the LSU Alexandria 9 and Texas A&M San Antonio 1. Thank you all for coming here, watching the stream, and giving me a couple information here for myself. We will see you at the second game for the doubleheader at 2. Thank you all.